From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, the Israeli military has declared Gaza City a combat zone. The move ends temporary pauses in fighting that allowed for aid deliveries into the area. The BBC's Amar Nada says Gaza City is already dealing with famine.
The ceasing of its pauses in its attacks on Gaza City will further aggravate the hunger crisis there and indeed the ability of people to access food and aid.
Meanwhile, Israel announced the body of hostage Ilan Weiss has been recovered during a military operation in the Gaza Strip. A second body recovered hasn't been identified. And an aid worker on the ground in Gaza says children right around her are dying. UNICEF's Tess Ingram's been visiting hospitals in Gaza and says the children are suffering gaping wounds, burns, breaks, fractures and nerve damage.
This is relentless. It's continuing almost 2 years into this conflict, and we really worry about it escalating if this military offensive in Gaza City continues to expand.
Back home, and it's hoped confidence in the Reserve Bank has a chance to be restored following the chair's resignation. Neil Quigley stepped down yesterday with immediate effect following Finance Minister Nicola Willis's transparency concerns over the reasons why former Governor Adrian Orr quit earlier this year. Infometrics principal economist Brad Olsen says a non-elected entity working with a lot of money can't be putting out one story about Orr's resignation, only to have the truth come out months later.
That doesn't breed the level of credibility that you need to have. So this did become, I think, just a continual death by a thousand cuts for the Reserve Bank.
And memorials have been held in New Orleans in the US to mark 20 years since Hurricane Katrina. The storm devastated the US Gulf Coast and the flooding killed almost 2,000 people, leaving much of New Orleans underwater. Hurricane Katrina was labelled the costliest storm in US history, causing around $200 billion worth of damage. That's news. To sport, and a controversial knock-on call has left the Warriors' NRL top four hopes hanging by a thread as they fell 26-22 to the Eels at Mount Smart. The Warriors, who at one stage faced a 16-point deficit, stormed back in the contest, only to have a late Adam Pompey try that would have seen them take the lead denied by the bunker due to a knock-on in the kick chase. Coach Andrew Webster is unsure about the bunker's decision.
I don't know if there's enough evidence to overturn it that he touched it. I can't tell if he touched it or not, but we should not have been in that situation through the way we played.
Liam Lawson has clocked the 11th and 14th fastest times in the opening two practice sessions at the Dutch Grand Prix, and Bay of Plenty have moved to third on the NPC ladder after a 19-7 victory over the winless North Harbour in Albany. That's sport. I'm Diana Vezic.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.